Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back. It's Brandon again, and we're in the kitchen, as you can probably tell by the granite countertops you're seeing, as most of you always comment about that in any of my cooking videos. Anyways, the point of this video today is actually to do a review on a food scale that I've been using for the past couple of weeks. It's one that I got off of Amazon.com for $21.99, which included shipping because I have Amazon Prime. So anyone that orders a lot of stuff online, or if you use Amazon a lot, Amazon Prime's the tits, only because you get free 2-day shipping on most of the stuff on there, as well as some other streaming and other beneficial things to use. But this isn't a commercial for Amazon. What this is a review on this food scale by Mira. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. The box itself is pretty minimum. We don't really care about that. Now, even though I've had this for a few weeks, I always like keeping the boxes for stuff I buy. Call me a hoarder if you will, but I always find it's good to have these in case I move or in case I turn around and resell some of this stuff, as I have the tendency to do in some cases. Inside, all you get is a little pamphlet from the company itself saying, thanks for the purchase. If you like this product, please go on Amazon and review it, because they are a fairly small company. You have the instruction booklet in here as well, which is really just front and back on a page of paper. But we're smart, we're guys, most of us, at least 96% of us watching this channel are, and we don't read instructions anyway, so who cares about that? Let's get to the actual food scale. So it's pretty minimal packaging besides that. Here you have the food scale itself. It has a glass top, an LCD display on the front, and then just 2 buttons. One of which is an on, off, or 0 button, and one to change the unit of measure. On the bottom, you just see some plastic, some 4 non-skid little bumpers on the back, and that's pretty much the scale. It's very simple. So as far as this goes, it's very easy to use. You hit the on button, it goes on. You can cycle through the units of measure if you'd like. There are grams, there's actually pounds and ounces, there's just ounces, there is milliliters, and then back to grams again. So you can cycle through these depending on what you're trying to measure. Now this scale, even though small in size, it can handle up to 11 pounds or roughly 5 kilograms. The nice thing about this scale is too that it does have a zero out feature, meaning you could put a bowl or a plate either empty or with food on it already, hit the 0 out button, and the scale will read that stuff that's on there as 0. So that way you can add, let's say, your chicken or your rice or whatever food item you're trying to add, and see how much that weighs without having to worry about what's already on the plate. So it's very convenient in that aspect. Now, as far as this goes, the glass top, it's very nice. Some of the downsides on this product itself are, depending on what you're trying to do with it, it might not fit your needs. So one of the big complaints out there is people who are maybe mixing ingredients. So let's say you're baking a cake. It was my birthday recently. I had lots of cake. I'm sure lots of people spent many hours making those cakes. However, if you have this and you have a big bowl, and while you're measuring out ingredients, if the scale itself does not feel any feedback within 60 seconds, it has an auto shut-off switch. So the company put that in there for your convenience as to preserve battery life, but for those of us who are preparing a lot of ingredients, we might not necessarily like that. The only other real complaint I have with this is, although the plate itself is fairly large, and you can tell right there I have big old man hands. If you watched my vlog before, you know that. But the problem is, let me get a plate and show you what can happen. So here we have a plate. This is just a standard old dinner plate. If I put this on here right in the middle, it cuts off all of the scale and we can't see the LCD itself. Now we can kind of slide it back some, although it gives us a little bit of unevenness on the scale to make it readable, and also have access to the buttons. But this could potentially be a downfall for someone who's going to measure on a big plate like this. So you either have to do it this ghetto way that I've so thoughtfully come up with, or you might just have to use a smaller plate. My only other real complaint with the scale itself is the fact that even though the LCD screen is fairly large and the buttons are large, a lot of times I prepare stuff early in the morning and there's not a lot of light in my kitchen. Not that I don't want to turn it on, but that's just the way things are at some times. So it would be nice if this LCD was backlit, which it is not. However, it's not a real big selling point for me necessarily, due to the price being, again, $21.99. So overall, this is a highly recommended scale. It's very minimal, but it does the job and it does it very effectively. So if you're in the market for a food scale and you'd like to buy one online, I'm gonna go ahead and throw the link to the Amazon.com page for this particular food scale. If you use it, or if you have a different one that you like better, feel free to leave that in the suggestion box, in the comment box below, only because I'm sure it could help some people out there who are looking for food scales. So in the meantime, everybody, stay big.